Welcome, welcome, welcome to another live day trading session. For all of you who don't know me, my name is Johnny. We go live every morning at market open, usually. I am a little bit under the weather, uh, if you don't hear it in my voice. But we have to go live, guys. We got to talk about it. So let's give it a second for people to tune in. Um, Smash the like button for me. All of you who are just joining, consider subscribing and check that first pinned comment. That'll give you access to our free Discord that is available to you so you can stay up to date with all my trade ideas. Now, guys, I was calling out, I had a trade idea of Mara today, trading um, possibly against it, right? We wanted to short it today. And so BITI, very nice from 23 to 23.75 so far. But we wanted to be very careful too. Now, Mara had a nice push pullback, holding that support level for quite some time pre-market at 27. Decided to get in and actually broke that support, created a new low support at 26.30, broke that support, and is now testing that 25.21 area. So these are now going to become resistance levels on Mara. And this is all due to Bitcoin selling off slightly this morning. You know, of course, Bitcoin is very volatile. As you can see, it sold off very nicely last week from 99,000 down to 91,000, pushed back up to 98,000, and is now currently sitting at 95,000. So what does this mean moving forward? Well, not much at the moment. I mean, it's still quite bullish technically on the daily and on the 4 hour, but it's kind of catching, there's a lot of resistance. It's at all-time highs. So there's a lot of resistance with Bitcoin at the moment. I can see a nice pullback to come. We talked about it on the Sunday night stock talk. If you missed that live stream, definitely go back and watch it again. But we talked about Bitcoin selling off and Mara and everything else going with it. HUT down 8% today. BITO down 2%. Riot down 3%. Hood pretty much break even, up almost 1 point, and then shorting Bitcoin this morning up about 2%. Mara also down 8% today. Now, Mara's had some nice, fantastic days recently where it's pushed up, 12, 15% in a single day. I know I got a little bit ahead of myself here. How you guys all doing? How's everything going? I think I shared maybe one link and I was like, we're good. So let me finish sharing my links. How are you guys doing? How was your Monday morning going, guys? I didn't even share it to the Discord. Hello. There we go. There we go. Now we got it all there. So with that said, if you're just tuning in, I know this is a little bit of a later time to go live. But there we go. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. We got a couple people tuning in now. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? See me okay? Good, good, good. I got excited. Talking about Mara, talking about Bitcoin. We already knew this sell-off was coming. We're going to talk about the overall markets. We're going to look at some other companies moving forward. And it's going to be a really short live stream. A little under the weather, but still wanted to go live for everyone here today. So still wanted to show up. So let's see, 12% on this day. That's as high as it went. It had a pullback after hours, pushed up another 8%, and then pulled back and then pushed up again another 8% the same day. Following that day on 11/29, it pushed up from $27 to $30 for a 12% increase. And that was on Friday. Since Friday, it has been, was kind of flatlining a little bit here, holding support at $27, now selling off slightly. Nothing crazy though, right? Nothing crazy. If we look at the 4 hour, it's still very bullish. It's still above that 200-day moving average, which is right here where this yellow line also is meeting up with it. On the daily, still again extremely a bit bearish on the daily, to be honest. That's one big big red candle, but it is testing that moving average. So you know, it is below the moving average now in the 1 hour. So definitely looking very bearish for sure. Definitely looking like it's selling off, which is fine. If we can get this at a lower price, if it looks like it's going to have a lot of consolidation at 24, maybe $25, that's perfectly fine. Don't mind adding more to that at that position when we start seeing signs of progress. Now on the 30-minute chart, it is a little below that moving average, which is fine. That is somewhat normal. And if we can catch support again at 24.70 to about $25, where we've seen signs of resistance, we've also seen signs of support, which means there's quite a bit of consolidation in that area. Again, right here, a lot of support. And again, are we going to see that support at about 24.70? You know, time will tell. Let's see. But we want to make sure that there's upward momentum when looking at Mara. Again, there's a lot of upward momentum, a lot of great days, a lot of volatility, but let's just see if we can get a bounce, you know, back up $27-30. That is all going to depend on Bitcoin, whether this can continue to, you know, it can't really stay where it is either. That's the thing about Bitcoin, right? There's so much money being pumped into it right now. It's like a rubber band. So the more pressure and the more it gets pulled, eventually it's going to snap in either direction. It's either going to shoot up or it's going to crash. And we know we are due for more of a pullback. This is nothing. So like this tiny little pullback was insignificant. 8% was nothing compared to sell-offs or corrections it's had in the past. I mean, we've had huge swings here where it's gone up 100% and then back down, you know, what's that, 80%, 60%, and then up another 100, and then down 70%, up another, what is this, 300%, and then it sold off 40% almost. Now recently pushing up from these levels to 100% gains, and now we only had an 8% sell-off. So, you know, we are kind of due for a little bit more of a significant sell-off than what we have. You know, I could see this easily going back to 80,000, maybe 70,000. You know, I would hate to see it go back to 65 because that would mean there's not a lot of strength. But you know, maybe 80, 85-ish. You know, back to this 200-day moving average. I mean, that's still 70, and that's a 30% sell-off. So we're still due for a pretty major sell-off. It's a matter of when, right? We're just kind of flatlining right now. Or this thing could actually continue to push up even higher. But with everything that I'm seeing, there's just a lot of resistance. There's a lot of resistance at 99,000. It didn't want to get past 100,000 mark just yet. And then there's a lot of consolidation at 98,000 now. Can you see this right here, this red line? A lot of consolidation. A lot of pressure, like way down here. It's not able to get above this line. So some key critical areas for Bitcoin moving forward. But as of right now, you know, Bitcoin is actively selling off. You can see that. It's bullish, but now it's having trouble getting any higher. Bitcoin also struggling. 200-day moving average curling over, and Mara as well selling off, testing that support level. They're at 25.15. This would be a great point to potentially average down or get in if we seen that there was a little bit more confirmation to the upside. It's below the VWAP. It's below that moving average. But right now, a nice little bull trap in my opinion, or it's just going to consolidate right here at this $25 level till it figures out what it's going to do, right? That's kind of what Bitcoin's doing also, just kind of consolidating within this $95,000 to $97,000 range, which is fine. Let's see if it holds this. If it does, then we'll be okay. Can it hold above this 95,000 mark? It's definitely possible. This is a key area, and then this right here, this 98,000, maybe even 97,000 at this point, could be a key area of resistance. So I hope that helps you guys. All right. Moving on. Let's check the markets. Let's see how the markets are reacting this morning. Again, I've been awake. I've been trading on my phone, just trying to rest up, drinking a ton of water. Um, I got uh, cold medicine. I got all kinds of stuff, guys. I got all kinds of stuff. Electrolytes. But that's not gonna stop us from showing up, guys. I thought about it. I was like, man, I really don't want to miss out. I'm like letting the team down, and I said it. And as soon as I said that, I was like, you know what? It's go time. As soon as you say you're letting someone down to me, I'm like, man, I feel bad. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, TQQ is up 3.5%. So this would have been a nice play today, as the markets are up to that original 516 resistance. Now it's been up at this high before, so we are now back to all-time highs. Check that out. Very nice. And we kind of thought this was going to happen. Again, this yellow line is our trend line, and it has been following this trend line very nicely. And it's about to touch 516 again. 516.73, 515.80. Is it going to go past this level and create new all-time highs for the NASDAQ market? Or is it going to get rejected once again and it's going to begin to sell off? Are we going to get squeezed? I kind of thought that too. I think on the last Sunday night stock talk, we talked about it just kind of doing this, right? Just basically just kind of squeezing and just kind of playing with us for a while. Could be till the end of the year, could be till mid-December. And then we finally get some type of a pop, like either up or down. And I think we might end up going down back to like 495, at least until the beginning of the year, maybe. But that's just kind of my opinion on the NASDAQ market. Which means SQQ is selling off, which means this is no longer going to flatline. If it was selling off, this would have flatlined and we would have had a little better position, but now this is going to start selling off as well. Again, it's going to start squeezing. This starts squeezing, it eventually has to pop in either direction. Okay, again, either direction. Doesn't have to go in the direction I'm saying. TQQ though, very nice, 4%. Would have loved to trade that today. While the NASDAQ market is pushing up, gold is actually selling off. So gold on JNUG and an actual, gold ticker selling off slightly, 1%. JNUG down 3% because it also, it's a two-timed ETF bull for gold. JDST on the other hand is against it, and look, this was our trading plan. JDST is actually on our oversold watch list right here. JDST. Mara was on the oversold watch list for the fact that Bitcoin was at almost 100,000, but nonetheless, my cat was meowing again. Oh my gosh, my wife's cat loves to meow. This was our trade plan. It was oversold. It still is oversold. We can see a nice bounce. JDST again oversold. Very nice bounce. We called this out on the Sunday night stock talk that if it went above 25.35, we'd potentially get in because we've seen signs of interest. From yesterday, we saw, or from Sunday, we've seen these key levels here and resistance at 28.28. Upward momentum, holding that 200-day moving average, came right below it, tested that support. That support would have been a great entry for many other people, but because I'm a little bit more cautious, I've gotten burned too many times and know that you never buy something when it's showing that it's actively selling off. I wanted to wait for confirmation, and that confirmation was at 27.35, and it looks like it crossed that pre-market, or actually market hours right there. As soon as it crossed over that level, it went from 27.30 to 27.85. That would have been a great trade. Still looking very bullish as gold is selling off. So remember, this is a bear ETF, 2 times leverage. So this is betting against gold, that gold will continue to sell off. The markets are selling off. So why doesn't gold go with it? So still potentially could sell off 13%. 5 to 13% technically if the markets begin to sell off. Again, the markets are doing very well though. Gold seems to be doing not so well. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. The SPY also pushing above all-time highs. As we can see here, very nice, very bullish, and it pushed above this previous resistance of $600, now making a new high of 603.96. Let's just call it, well, there it is, 603.96, which is its new resistance level. Can it make newer highs? Because it broke those highs from Friday. So this is very bullish. Let's see if it maintains that bullishness. Um, Back to crypto, Bitcoin is at 95. Again, just trading within this channel from 95 to 97, which means Mara may end up trading between like 25 and 26. That kind of seems about its level right now. We'll see if it holds. But from where it's holding support previously, I mean, it's been holding this support since 11:25, so about a week or so. Let's see if it holds. All right, other oversold companies, GOGL not doing much, still maintaining that support level at 976. Still waiting for that push above that moving average. Has to get above at least 1010, 1015, 1020 for me to actually even make a move on this. So we could actually set an alert right there for about 1020, because then that means it broke these areas of also new resistance. About 10, it's like 1010 to 1015, something like that. BITI, also very nice, guys. Like if Mara does begin, or actually Bitcoin to say the least, this tracks Bitcoin more than it does Mara. BITI, it is a pro share short. Now this does short Bitcoin, okay, so definitely, again, it's very risky. Don't hold this overnight. I'm sorry, guys, I had to blow my nose. I gotta do it. Holy moly. I'm sorry. I'm a disgusting person. Very sorry. Very, very sorry. I apologize. Okay. As Bitcoin, if it does decide to sell off, then we can see that this will begin to go up. And it has crossed over that 200-day moving average, showing that it is bullish. Now, I would love for this to sell off even more. If it can clear this resistance of 2480-ish, that's why I have my alert set for 25. That would really show me that it's showing signs of progress upward and Bitcoin is actively selling off. Now, you can trade within this channel if you want to. Again, it's already up 2%. I strive anywhere for, I say like about a 2 to 5% position in profits per day. I like to hit 5% a day on my position size, because then that usually equates to 1 to 2% of my total account size, if that makes sense. And then I could also take multiple trades throughout the day by not trading my entire account size all at the same time. Beside the point, I got a little off track. The point is 2% is not a bad trade. Putting in $1,000 here, resulting in 2.5%, make about 25 bucks. Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but that's actually very simple with a trading plan, showing that this was bearish. It was tracking along below the 200, then it shot up above, retested, got below a little bit, but retested, and then bounced up. That was a nice trade here. Actually, a nice day trade, almost textbook, as the high for the day was 2381. Pre-market or after hours low was actually 23-ish. You can say 2316. I don't really want to move that up, but you can say roughly here. You see that bounce hindsight, but I would have said it would have been more along. Actually, that's pretty good, right? Because you see that support here. resistance, support, resistance. So, you know, I may have seen that before, and we could have traded this, right? Instead of just waiting. But yeah, nice 2.5%. I mean, even 100 shares, you know, 100 shares, you'd be at $62. $62 on 100 shares. So, you know, whether you think that's good or not, that's for you to decide. ASML, another company, up 3% today. This is what we called out on the Sunday night stock talk. We were talking about these 8 oversold companies and where I see value. Again, bouncing off of this 677 mark to 707, a $30 profit per share. Now, this company is also trading at around $700, but nonetheless, that's a 4.5% profit from support level, or a 3% profit on the day, right? So very nice push, very bullish ASML. And why do we call this out? Because we've seen an opportunity here as it pushed above this 200-day moving average. We noticed yesterday this nice push up, and we noticed a pullback to the EMA. So it pulled back more than what we expected, right? It pulled back to this previous resistance level, which now became a support, and saw that nice push up. So again, just another company that's oversold, has plenty of potential to move up. I set my alert for 726. Now you guys might be thinking 726 is a really high amount of alert. I'm going to miss out on a ton of profit. And honestly, I'm not. I'm not going to miss out on much. You know, considering, you know, say I miss out on 6% to get confirmation that it's actually pushing up above the 200-day moving average and actually actively going back up, right, to that $1,100 mark potentially. You know, say you buy a few shares, it goes up 52%. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for. I don't mind sacrificing and waiting 6% to make potentially 30 to even 50% profit when it starts showing signs of upward momentum. Right now, this is just showing signs of it selling off. ASML is still actively selling off, and it's actually touching this 200-day moving average on the 4-hour pretty much. So this is a really key area. Is it going to get rejected like it has been getting rejected in the past? Or is this finally going to push up, break this resistance and that 200-day moving average, and begin to show signs of it being bullish? Okay, this is why this is oversold. Amazon, same thing. Amazon, very nice. We did call this out Sunday night, showcasing it was still trailing above this trend line. And again, up nice 1%, still very bullish. Has a little bit more room. Actually getting rejected if we look at the 1 hour, pushing up to that 212.99 perfectly from where it was at 212.99 back in the 7th of November. Tried to hold support there, couldn't, broke below, back to the 200s, and then now came back up to that exact same point, 213. 213 is a very strong resistance for Amazon. So as this gets squeezed, again, one of those kind of things, right? Just like with the markets earlier, it's just going to begin to get squeezed. What's going to happen? Is it going to sell off back to the moving average, or is it going to push up? That is the real question, and I think it's going to sell off back to the moving average. That's just basically what it does every time. That's what it did last time. It pushed back to 205 and then popped to 216. Maybe this does the same thing, pushes back to 205 and then pops back up to 215. Hello, Rania Labane. How you doing? How you doing? Solana, yeah, I've heard some good things about it. I used to trade it. Can we look at it on here? Yes, we can. Solana, 221, man. I remember trading this when it was 17 bucks. Yeah, I remember trading it back here from 12 to 32, and then when it went like crazy to like $17, and then I was super mad. Like I got rid of it back here, and it went up to 100. I was like, whoa, that was amazing. But very bullish, very bullish. Great call out. It looks like it is coming to that key level of support again at that moving average. Moving average right now is at what is that? 214, 215. Okay, 215. It looks like is where kind of the moving average is. Yep. So we can retest this moving average key critical area. If it does retest and begin to pop up, then we can see it going back up to those levels. But right now, everything's based off of crypto, which makes it so interesting. If crypto pumps, everything's going to go up with it. If it sells off, everything is going to sell off horribly. Like horribly. Like this will go back to 155. It could go back to 100. It can go back to $20. Okay. That's cool you brought this up. I'm actually going to add this to our crypto watch list. I remember checking out something else too. Was it the Cosmos? What's the Cosmos trading at? $10. Wow, that's actually quite sad. It's actually doing worse than when I was trading it. Yeah. I traded back here in 2021. It was like $28, $29. Actually did really well. Buying at 20s and selling at 28s. I didn't sell at 44s. This was on my Robinhood account. No, this was actually on my Coinbase account. Yeah. Wow. Wow, this has really got beat up. I really believed in this. I did. That's where they get you. They sound so good, and I don't know. What was another one I traded? Cardona. Cardano. Oh, man, I've been saying it wrong this whole time. No, maybe that's not the same thing. I don't think that's the same thing. Anyways, Amazon. We talked about Amazon. AMAT. AMAT, another oversold company, up 5% today. That's why I love the oversold setups, because when you can identify potential, and it even broke our alert, 178 alert. It broke this resistance level. We called this out yesterday. As you can see, it touched the resistance level of 177, not once, twice, but 3 times. And yesterday on the Sunday Night Stock Talk, we talked about this. So go watch it if you want. But we talk about all these companies here and how this resistance and how it was getting squeezed. Do you see that? Pushed up, came down, pushed up, came down, pushed up, came down. Had no choice but to squeeze somewhere. Had to squeeze somewhere, either up or down. When it has that much pressure, I think last night I mentioned something about a Mentos in a Coke bottle. Eventually, all that pressure is going to build up so much, it's going to explode, and it has to go somewhere. And again, there's only 2 directions in the market, up and down. Hello, hello. Hope you liked that little review of Solana. Appreciate you calling it out. So yeah, so are we going to get a retest here? This is another key level, AMAT, Applied Materials, key level, had that breakout. We missed 5%. Guys, I aim for 5% a day. 5% on 1,000 is $50. 5% on 2,000 is $100. I'm actually coming out with a video. I'm actually working on it right now. How to make $100 every day in the stock market with a with a $5,000 account principal size, which that's 2% a day, guys. 2% is realistic. If you try to make 5%, you can do it with 2,000, and you could find these moves. This is 6%, so that's $67 on $1,000, or 12, 13, $134 with $2,000. So, whether you think that's a lot or not a lot, hey, it's almost 7%. We're just calling it 6% on the day from pre-market, or 5% on the day, right? So, very nice though. Look at this. Very nice. Again, showing support on that 200-day moving average. Use it to your benefit. It's holding that support, so I would have definitely entered here. And again, if it would have broke, I wouldn't have risked very much. I would have bought at this level right when it broke here. It had a retest. Buy that retest at 174. You risk to the 200-day moving average, a half of 1%, a half of a percent. Even on $1,000, I think that's like, what is that, $5? 1% would be 10. Yeah. So I'm going to risk $5 of my, say, $1,000 position size to make $50. Even if I didn't sell at the high, if I sold down here, right at this first candle, we're like, all right, I'm gonna lock in profits. I'm at a perfect 5%. I don't care if it goes up another $2 or $3. I got 5%. Lock it in. There you go. That's $50, and you only risked $5. Now, what is the risk to reward ratio on that? Well, it's 1 to 10. Oh, a 10 to 1 reward to risk. You're risking $5, which is 1/10 of $50, which would be your 1 to 10 ratio. So pretty cool. That's another call out we had. Again, didn't trade it. Should have, didn't. Um, Not should have, but you know what I mean. Just it was a good opportunity, right? And some people were able to take advantage of it, the ones that saw value, and the ones that were able to capture that move this morning. Actually, all of our oversold watch list is pretty green. 4% on JDST, 2.5% on BITI, 3% on ASML, 1% on Amazon, 5% on AMAT, even a 0.5% point right now on DJT. Our one loser kind of is GOGL, but still holding support, so it's not a loss. It's still just oversold. And Mara holding support as well. It's oversold. It's sold off even more to that key critical level. Today it was up here. This was not a key level. Our key level's down here. We have no business even looking at it in this area or even considering it as a trade. So very cool. A lot of green on the screen. This is our oversold watch list for the week. So some of these still have time to play out. DJT is due, guys. DJT is due. It hasn't been doing anything since the 14th of November. It had one last spike on the 18th, which was insane. It was a massive 27 million volume candle in 4 hours, and it went up 21%. Yeah, you heard me right. 21% in 4 hours. So then when you take that into perspective, $1,000 on this now would be $200, 20% in 4 hours. So in 4 hours, you could have made $200. If you had $2,000, right, which would be nice. 100 shares is 3,000, so 100 shares would have made you $500, almost $600 in 4 hours by simply following this pretty simple setup, finding these support levels, identifying resistance levels, and then benefiting and maximizing your trade plan when you see them actually going according to plan, right? We're just waiting. The hardest thing about investing is waiting for the opportunity. You can see the opportunity, and I used to be like that too, where I want to jump in. Like, I know it's going to happen, so I'm going to jump in right now. And then I'm waiting a week or freaking a month even for the trade plan to work. I get frustrated. It doesn't do what I wanted it to do. I sell the position, and then it does exactly what I thought it was going to do. How many times has that happened to you guys? How many times have you had a trade plan where like, I know it's going to bounce. I know it's going to bounce. And it doesn't. And then you sell. You don't have any more day trades. It does exactly what you wanted. And now you can't even trade it. And I've been there. I have been there multiple times. That's why I'm smiling, man, because I can relate so much. I can relate so much to it. And now you got that crossroad. Now you're able to identify that, and I'm able to showcase it to you so we could all benefit too. So now the point, DJT pushing up last time it hit these levels, and that was nice. It was huge 20% day. We are due for another 20% day, 20%, 30%, swing trade right here. Look at this, 4 days went up 40%. Now I know DJT is Trump media, does follow Trump media. I know he has all this other stuff going on. Besides becoming the president of the United States, he still has backlash with some, criminal cases and lawsuits, blah, 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 right? But he, still a really good guy, right? Really good guy. So I do believe in this company to the point where I want to day trade it. I'm not going to hold this thing long term, but when I start seeing this thing pop, look at these moves. In 2 days, it went up 90%. How would you like to put $1,000 in and in 2 days make $1,000? There's not many places, jobs, or opportunities where you can pull $1,000, $2,000 out of the market in a day or in 2 days or in a week or in a month. A lot of opportunity, guys. And all we have to do is be patient. We have the trade plan. We're aware of where we want it to be. 3250 is obviously another key level. So let's set our alert to 33. Yeah, we might miss out on a little. We might miss out on a lotto. And I don't think a lotto's a word, but I'm going to use it. We might miss out on a lot of profit. But then again, we might not. A lot's not a lot, guys. Look at this. Perspective. It's at 31. It goes to 33. That's 7% I miss out on. But it showcases signs of upward momentum. I then catch a move like this one we had previously. And I'm up 80%. Right? So if I got in now, there's no direction. And I could be up or down or just flat. Or lose out on 7-10%, wait for confirmation for it to pass these levels, wait for it to hit my key alert at $33, and potentially make 80% profit with a lot less risk because I actually have a trade plan and I'm waiting for it to confirm direction. And that's exactly what we do here, guys. Those are my 3 focuses. I hope you guys enjoyed our Sunday night stock talk last night. And I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of day trading session this morning. I like talking about stocks. It's my favorite part of the day. It actually even made me feel better. I don't feel as sick now. I know as soon as I get off the live, I'm going to feel sick again. It's just the way it is. But if you guys are passionate, you guys want to learn more about how to day trade and do exactly what I'm doing here, or if you just want to get inside my head and watch me trade live every morning, definitely join the Discord. First link in the description and the pinned comment in the comment section. Go live every single morning at market open. I do apologize about today, under the weather, but we still showed up. And also check out the Discord, guys. You know, that's the whole point. Check out the Discord. There's a lot of great information. Even when I'm not live, you have complete access to me 24/7. You can ask me questions publicly. You can ask me questions privately through private message or whatever. There's tons of resources, tons of information. I'm constantly giving out my trade ideas. I don't do trade alerts. I don't want people copying my trades, but I want to give you what I'm looking at and why I see value in what I'm looking at, so then you can start learning and piecing together your own trading strategy to get you on the level where you want to be as a trader. So appreciate your guys' time. It looks like we're finding a bit of support at 25, just like I was thinking. So I would probably add another, what do you think? Let's go 10, maybe another 10 shares. I don't want to go too heavy. I have 20 in right now. Let's see. I got 23 in at 579. Oh no, I'm sorry, not 579. What's my average? 25.19. 25.19. Really? Oh no, that's last price. Why is last price on here? I don't even need last price. Average right here, 26.97. So I got right at that $27 support, which was holding for quite some time, and that's okay. Not worried about it, guys. We are gonna buy maybe 10, maybe 20 more. Let's see, 20, about another 500. Might average down a little, but again, we want to wait for direction. So direction wasn't clear for me today. Not a big deal. This is like a 10th of my position size. So just think I could trade with 100 shares, or actually 200 shares. This is a very light position, so not really trying to put too much into it. We're just going to kind of watch and wait and see, and I'll keep you up to date in the trade ideas. If it does begin to sell off more and break this 25 support, then I'll get out, and I'll let you guys know if I buy some more. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Like always, make sure you smash that like button for me, and we will see you all in tomorrow morning's live stream. Later, guys.